Hello and welcome to the Grassroots Insider podcast. My name is Aidan and today I'm joined by Luca. Firstly, Luca, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Luca, you're a obviously an avid fan of non-league football. Can you tell me a little bit about how you got into non-league football and sort of who you support and how you went to
Well,
them?
I support Bromley Football Club, and I have been only for the last 2 years. I got into them really because prior to that, I kind of lost interest in football, and obviously joining a football specific course at university, I thought I'd get back into it. And through people at school, I decided to go down to a game, and I think it was against Solihull Moors, and it ended 3-3. And I don't know what it was exactly, but it was just the atmosphere. I just felt more connected to the club than I ever have done to other football teams in previous years. And I think, yeah, I just enjoyed every minute of it really.
Do you feel like being closer to the action at non-league football is one of the benefits it has and or one of the advantages it has, sorry, over the Premier League?
I feel like it does because, like, sometimes, as obviously we've seen in the recent week or so, that sometimes I'd say in high, I can't specifically say because I've never had that avid support for like a Premier League club, but it just feels more connected and more family based. I mean, I don't know if that's the same for you for the team you support, but that's sort of why I feel so connected to them.
Yeah, obviously I'm an avid West Ham fan, but I started volunteering at my local team, Hollyport Football Club, about 2 years ago now. Sorry, the start of the year. But I was in contact with the club for a while before, and I just wanted to get some experience in the media side of football. And luckily, there was a non-league team that were on the up, and they wanted some people to come in and volunteer. I think that was vital for non-league teams to get these people coming in, volunteering, helping out. But they give me the opportunity to come out and do their social media work and do some of the media stuff for them, like behind the scenes, like filming and stuff. And it's then that I realised that non-league football wasn't just sort of molehills and you know big drunk
Yeah,
men or whatever. It was a whole different story. It's a very fun and closely connected experience, and I do enjoy it, and I do enjoy waking up on a Saturday. Obviously, I can't go to the Premier League now, but Premier League games like I can't watch West Ham every week at the stadium, but I can go to Hollyport and all these random stadiums across the south of England to go support them, and it's great. It's a really fun experience.
yeah, those are some good points because it's like obviously Premier League paying, with Sky and BT, and also when they attempted to do the pay-per-views, all the fans of the Premier League were kind of upset by that. And Bromley and a lot of the other National League teams that I know of, they do their own in-house like streaming platform. And the thing is, even though it is each home game, if you choose to, it's about £10 per thing. I'd rather that money go to a club that I know and that I know that I don't know. It's just I'd rather because I feel like that money I know where it's going in a way. But say for example,
Yeah.
if I did that for like Chelsea or like Man City or Man United, it would just be like, oh, here we go. Like, you know, I just feel more connected really.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying about that, and I was asked by a few people, why don't you would you ever consider live streaming the Hollyport games to the public? And to be honest, I said no because um I feel like if fans are able to go to games and you're live streaming it, all you're doing then is taking money out of the club because they won't get any gate receipt money from people watching a YouTube live stream. And I don't think anyone would pay to watch an on-league live stream, sadly. So in that sense, I didn't want to take any money out of the club by live streaming the games. So therefore, I said that no, I wouldn't live stream them. But I suppose when fans are allowed in anyway, there wouldn't be any need to live stream them. I think some of the supporters that can't attend games did enjoy watching the highlight packages, and I'm looking to get some more people on board to help me out with that. But I literally said no, I'm not doing a live stream because I don't want to take any money away from the club because I think it's so vital, especially with the current financial situations that non-league teams, especially with the coronavirus pandemic as well, it's hard for them to survive, and there's no need to take money out of the club.
Yeah, and especially up in National League as well, especially with Dover Athletic, how they've had to, furlough all their staff and their players.
They're the team that they
It's
haven't
just
played a game this season, have they? They've fully.
no. I think we meant to play them at the beginning of the season, and obviously we couldn't. And then I can't remember what happened, but I think it's like wiping their record or whatever. So then, if we have played them, which actually no, I think we did play them, then the points get taken off the teams, and I think it got reset, and yeah, they're at the bottom of the table pretty much, and I think their games are null and void. So I just don't want to see that with my club specifically, or any club really.
Yeah, of course, it's a sad time, and I raised this point in the current climate of the European Super League. Obviously, I won't spend too much talking about the European Super League, but one of the points I raised were that all these rich owners, they're seemingly taking liberties, really, because they've all got the money at the end of the day. They're going to have the TV deals. They're going to have people that want to buy into this new franchise because they're so rich and they're so money orientated. When you've got teams right down the bottom that are struggling to survive, that are struggling to, you know, sustain their clubs in this current climate, and it's hard to watch like teams, go bankrupt and go bust really. When you've got all these big teams that can help them out financially, really, but they're choosing to spend their finances in bettering their own endeavours, and it's a shame really seeing all these non-league teams going bust, and like Dover Athletic especially, and but yeah, it's a shame having all these rich owners and just not really caring about lower league football, and I think lower league football is actually it's such a vital thing for the Premier League teams. They don't seem to realise that.
Yeah, that's true, because like it seems to be that obviously with parachute payments and whatever, it seems like they kind of give an aspect of care, obviously with how they are financially, but at the same time, like you said with this European Super League, it seemed like, especially obviously the six that were involved, that they sort of that went out the window as soon as they realised, oh, we can get obviously fans from everywhere else and they can play in all these exotic locations, and they just forgot about like what football is essentially and what it has been for a lot of people, and they forgot how important it was, especially during the first lockdown. I remember that the first few games that were on TV, they had record numbers because people just wanted to see football.
Yeah, and obviously the main aspect of it is the fans, and they're not listening to the fans. And we saw loads of supporter groups being interviewed, and that leads on to my next point. Do Bromley have any sort of supporter groups or any community-based things going on at their club at the moment to help their club
Um,
survive?
so one main community thing is their main sponsor, which is Sarcoidosis UK, which is a charity, and Bromley are quite charity orientated, and they have a lot of things where a lot of raffles and stuff like that I've seen. But also on Facebook, there's obviously a fan group and forum, and that sort of like it's it's very community, like it's a lot of people from varied age groups, so quite old to quite young, and it's just yeah, it does feel like a sense of community, because it's like there are obviously you're always going to have the toxicity anywhere on social media, but it's just like I don't know really. It just, yeah, it does feel like a community, and it does feel like they're all like, oh, I don't really know how to put it, but it just, yeah,
Yeah,
it does feel very
that's
community orientated.
yeah, that's similar to Hollyport. We'll always do work with the community. So often, we'll get these sort of like gym companies coming in, and they'll help the club out. They'll help the club sort of doing all the handiwork at the ground, moving stuff around. I obviously go down the ground quite a few times. I go sort of do all the handiwork, like sort of like laying the pitch basically and picking up all the rubbish, and it's just little things like that that I think non-league teams are they're looking out for. They need these volunteers coming in because obviously a lot of staff have been furloughed and a lot of staff have been made redundant. So having these volunteers coming in for free is vital for non-league teams, and it really helps them out. It seems like the littlest jobs, but that they are really important to help and sustain a club. And that's why I would always raise the point that if you can help out your local team, they're going to need your help. So therefore, I would highly encourage going down and supporting your local team, especially like when we're allowed back in grounds.
I'd say that's a valid point because I see a lot of, obviously people telling people that support bigger clubs, oh, you need to support your local, and I don't think it's necessarily a need to support your local. I just feel like that obviously you've got your big teams or whatever, but I think it's part of your local community, and I just feel like you should be part of it. Like I know people don't support their local club because obviously they've got their reasons,
Yeah,
but
of course, yeah.
like if you see how much they do for you, that you should in a way I feel like you could give back as well. Like they're very like especially with the schools in and around Bromley, like the players are heavily orientated with that, such as like helping them read and just going in to talk to them, just simple things like that.
Yeah, it's important for teams to do that. It reflects like great on the club. It shows that they are willing to help out the community, and I honestly I don't think that it should be the case of you have to be an avid supporter of your local team. But if you are
Yeah,
if you are if for example if you're a Man United fan and you are living in the southeast of England, um, and you can't go to games at Old Trafford and you want to see football, why not go down and watch your local team? Just give yourself something to do on a Saturday. It doesn't take that much. Plus, that's what I was gonna say. It's a lot cheaper than obviously going to a Premier League ground. It's probably a lot cheaper than paying for a Sky package as well, because a lot of these non-league teams are only charging. This is like lower level non-league. They're only charging like a fiver to get in. That's
yeah,
cheaper than a TV package. That's cheaper than a Sky Sports subscription or a BT subscription. So you might as well go down and watch some live football for a really low price in terms of what you're paying at Premier League as well.
yeah,
It's important, I think, that you are giving non-league teams this money because they're struggling at the moment, and I just think they need the finances more so than the Premier League teams, because the Premier League teams, they've got the TV deals, they've got the merchandise deals, they've got all these commercial deals. They've got kit sponsors. They've got betting sponsors. They've got even VPN sponsors now. They've got all these stupid sponsors. Non-league teams don't. They are struggling to get a kit sponsor at this point. They're struggling to get a kit provider. Premier League teams make it so easy. I think they make it look so easy in terms of everything they have at their disposal. Whereas non-league teams are struggling for this, and I think making awareness that non-league teams are struggling it makes it more apparent that do need to go down and support your local club. Just give them a couple quid here and there. It helps them out massively.
yeah. It does. It definitely does.
But anyway, I think we should wrap it up here. But obviously, thank you everyone for listening, and hear from you again soon.